One of the primary considerations in choosing a hunting knife is edge retention. Edge retention is vitally important because when you're out there cutting up a deer or field dressing, you don't want to have to stop midway, go and sharpen your knife every time. So that's why edge retention is so important. That's one of the reasons why we chose CPM S30V as a primary steel in our new Benchmade hunt line, because the edge retention is so great. Actually, in our standard testing, which is the catcher testing, that measures initial sharpness and edge retention, CPM S30V actually ranked near the top of our premium steels, not just for hunting knives, but also for steels in general. Edge angle also plays a significant role in edge retention, just as much as the steel itself does. We found that an inclusive angle of 30 to 35 degrees, that seemed to give us the best edge retention and the best initial sharpness.
S30V is a powder metallurgy steel. At the foundry, the steel is melted in giant vats, alloying elements are added to get the right chemistry, and then this steel is cast into millions of little tiny BBs. These BBs are all then collected back up, forged together, and under extreme temperatures and pressures are fused back into one solid billet. And then that billet is then rolled out into the sheets we use for laser cutting our blade blanks from. This specialized process of how they create the steel makes a very uniform grain structure and microstructure. Because of this uniformity, there are no stress risers or discontinuities in the steel to cause premature failure. Hunters demand durability from their knives, and S30V delivers.
Benchmade's hunt line uses the S30V material. S30V is a true stainless steel. Its properties are made up in that way that it requires less maintenance. And similar steels that are used in the outdoor markets would be semi-stainless steels like a D2, which requires maintenance almost immediately when exposed to corrosive agents. S30V will give you the lower maintenance and require less immediate attention to prevent rust and corrosion. In fact, lab tests showed that after being exposed to a corrosive environment for 96 hours, S30V was 6 times more corrosive resistant than D2.
Some of the material choices we made for the handles of the new hunt line for Benchmade. One of them is the diamond wood handles, which is a layered composite made from natural fibers. And some of the benefits of a natural fiber are essentially the fact that you get all of the look and the aesthetic appeal of a natural wood, but it's very stable compared to a natural wood. It's stabilized, and it also is more resistant to environmental weather conditions and impact resistance. So we choose diamond wood as an option for our hunting line because of the more natural look as well as the durability it's going to provide to our end consumer. We chose 2 different handle materials for the hunt line. One is the diamond wood and the second is the G10. G10 is basically a compressed resin. It originated basically with the aerospace industry and also have seen it within the circuit boards. It is impervious to water, oil, and blood. It comes in sheets and it's easily machinable. It comes in multiple, you can either have solid colors or multi-layered colors, and when machined for the texture and or the contour or comfort of the product, you can actually produce texture, grip, and again, gives a new aesthetic look to it.
Well, S30V is a good choice when you need balance of all the characteristics that make a good knife. One of the key benefits to S30V is that it starts sharp and can stay sharp a long time. That edge retention is actually really important in the field. You don't want to be stopping halfway through what you're working on with a dull knife. What we've also seen is that it's a pretty durable, tough steel. The edge will resist chipping, resist cracking, especially under like side load, lateral pressure, things like that. I think the corrosion resistance is one of the most important aspects of it. A lot of guys, they don't have time to oil their knives. They don't want to carry that extra equipment in the field. A quick wipe off on your pants or whatnot and throw it in your pocket, it'll be okay. Whereas other products might not. You might actually get some rust spots on other knives from a different steel. So that's one of the characteristics of S30V that's actually really important. That combined with the durability and the edge retention makes it a really good all-around premium steel choice.
So at some point, no matter how good the steel, No matter how good the knife, it's going to begin to dull at some point. And when we offer field sharpening tools to put an edge back on it in the field, nothing's going to be the same as that factory edge. So while we do offer those tools, we do offer a free sharpening service. We call it our Life Sharp service, where you can send that knife back in here to us at the factory and we'll put a factory edge back on the knife. So our Life Sharp service not only includes that putting that factory edge back on that blade, but our technicians will actually disassemble that knife, replace any broken, worn mechanisms that need be, retune the knife, reassemble it, and as I said, put that factory edge back on it. So essentially what you're getting is a knife that's going to function as brand new. For a hunter, you're done at the end of the season, box up that knife, send it back in here, you'll be without it for about a week, and it'll be right back to you, functioning just like it was when it was brand new.
You know, over the years, there's been a lot of lessons I've had to learn the hard way. One of those lessons was the difference between a cheap knife and a really good hunting knife. And until this new Benchmade hunt line, I really didn't know what a really high quality blade can do for you. I mean, it was pretty amazing to me this year how much work I could do with the blade before it needed sharpened. I mean, amazing. I did 2 deer and an elk before I had to sharpen the blade. I mean, I couldn't believe just the difference in it. And I was really thinking, man, when I finally do dull this blade, I'm sure it's going to be just really difficult to sharpen in the field. And that wasn't the case at all. I was shocked to find out that, how quick that blade sharpened up in the field. So check out Benchmade's new hunt line. You won't be disappointed. I know I wasn't.